Alright, I'm here doing a reaction, a new release reaction to a country album. We have Star-Crossed by Kacey Musgraves. So, I've listened to her other studio albums, the Golden Hour, Same Trailer, Different Park, and Pageant Material. I found her when Pageant Material came out, and then I really realized how much I liked her once Golden Hour came out. But that was definitely one of my favorite albums that year. Was definitely very excited that it won Album of the Year too, although, you know, it's the Grammys, right? But I'm very glad that that's what took it. And here we are. Here we are, listening to this. I will go in the back. I don't really have many country albums. I know this isn't completely country, like it's alt country and among other genres, but it's a classic. It's a fucking classic. Let's go.
Let me set the scene. Two lovers ripped right at the seams. I signed the papers yesterday. You came and took your things away.
This is not really a country.
Moved out of the home we made. 'Cause we called all the angels to save us. Called them by name.
Okay, so it is quite interesting to be introducing Kacey Musgraves as a country singer, not really getting a this is much more like this western vibe. It even ends out really with this epicness with science fiction synths almost. I wasn't sure how to feel about this song initially. It really was a quiet build up, just giving you some sort of lyrical content about two people. But these two people are certainly not being brought together. And Star-Crossed, with that repetition of that line, I think really does pair well with that instrumental. Good for an introduction track as well. See what we get ourselves into.
I just want to be a good wife.
This kind of reminds me of a 2000s pop song in a way.
Wake him up nice and slow, bring coffee in bed. Listen to his problems, tell him that I understand. Yeah, I could be more fun.
Second song on this is relationship. Last one is Lonely Weekend.
'Cause he needs me. And if he comes home stressed out, I could pack him a bowl. Just let him be himself. Try to control. I could probably make it on my own.
What a transition lyrically.
But without him, and I don't wanna be alone.
Ooh, that's hard. Not hard in that's hard, yo, but already pretty damn catchy off the first listen here. Okay, so Star-Crossed, I wasn't completely sure, but I really liked its introduction and push into everything. I really liked this song, extremely catchy off the get-go. Just loved the instrumentation on it, but the fact that it's just it's constantly moving. I'm not always chiming into these transitions with it having it's. Fuck. This is, and lyrically, I think the thing that's interesting to me about this lyrically is obviously starting off doing all these things that a wife, I'm not going to say should be doing, but I mean husbands should do things to support their wives as well, right? But how she's discussing it feels Like she's not doing it because she wants to. But a lot of this may be done out of fear. It seems like I don't want to be alone, and I'm doing this because I feel like this is what I have to do. But it's like you should like want to do it. Like that comes from like your feeling of love in a way. I don't know if like that he needs me, or like really saying like he needs me too, is because you're also scared that what if he doesn't need you. Obviously, again, a relationship needs trust, right? But sometimes we can let our mind wander away from that. But this is great.
Changing colors on city streets, petals surrounding us in every shade of pink.
Ooh.
I'm your cherry blossom, baby. Don't let me go away.
I want to blow away.
When we're on fire, it's something to see. No one can question the chemistry. Tokyo wasn't built in a day. I'm a cherry blossom, baby. Don't wanna blow away.
I wish the guitar was doing a little bit more. That's my only criticism. I kind of feel. In a way, I do want to say that first off, this song a little bit quicker, I think, from Good Wife. Much more of like a pop-centered song, not trying to take you anywhere else. Feel the concept of the song while we're bringing you back to the chorus. Reminds me sort of when people say like, you know, 80s pop songs where songs sound so happy but the lyrics aren't. There is happiness to this for sure, but when you say something like don't want to blow away, you are thinking of that being possible, right? So I think it's funny like not giving the weight to that because you're in that lovey-dovey like feeling, right? Like, oh no, that's not gonna, yeah, I don't want it to happen, but yeah, okay, pretty good.
Every day felt like Friday. Walking to the 7-Eleven. Me and all of my best friends, we were always together. Wish that I could put this game on pause, skip this round, take the headset off. Really just missing the simple times.
Reminds me of on drugs,
Rolling off of the
kind of.
deep end. I need to step away, and if I don't, I'm gonna go insane. 'Cause being grown up kinda sucks, and I'm really just missing the simple time.
Okay, Simple Times. Interesting. This song, again, another one where it's like we're giving you a theme and we're gonna have fun with it. Simple Times being, at least when I was hearing like the first part of the song, I was like, okay, these simple times definitely remind you of when you are younger, don't have to even worry about responsibilities. And thinking, but the headset off, like what that really visualized for me is like the frustration, right? Like that I am so frustrated with all these responsibilities when I know I deserve to feel like things can be simple. So yeah, good vibe and good message here.
You put a stone in your pocket that's weighing you down. I'd be your silver lining, not a cloud for rain. If this was a movie, I'd be surprised. You'd hold my face, say you were being stupid, and we'd fall back into place.
That transition,
This was a movie.
whoa.
Love would be enough to save us from the darkness that's inside both of us. And you'd run up the stairs, you'd hold my face, say you're being
That's a nice, like, consistent rhythm though, for sure.
fall back
A lullingness to this. I'm buying this song. With the drums at the beginning, I was like, okay, this is kind of a vibe, but I'm not sure in comparison to the other tracks. But then I really did like lyrically how it set the mood for it, and especially that instrumentation, even the kind of like that acoustic, like it's very dreamy, very dreamy. Reminds me of something like like fade into you, like Mazzy Star in a way. Different emotions completely, but like that sort of dreamy aesthetic that can be placed on the music. Very cool.
We lost touch with each other. Fall came and I had to move. If I cried just a little and then left in the middle, if I hate you and I love you, then I change my mind more than just a little, justified.
Not picking up with this one right off the gates here, especially a really long chorus. Lyrically, not feeling personal effect of it.
Healing doesn't happen in a straight line. If I cry just a little and then laugh in the middle, if I hate you and I love you, and then I change my mind. If I need just a little more time to deal with the fact that I should have treated you right, I'm more than just a little, then I change my mind.
Even the bass guitar is just that like simple like it's good in a catchy nature, but I want more sonically, I feel.
So hard to save you or show you how to fly. If I was an angel, I wouldn't get so mad. I'd pull you out of the darkness.
Wow, like that.
Keep you out of the rain. Everything would be better. And when I'm talking to you, it would never hurt. You'd only get the best of me. I'd never make you wanna leave. But something's gotta change.
Okay, I know I said it's my favorite song, but tied with Good Wife, I think, slightly. But I really like this. Is sad. This makes me sad, especially too, at least in the sense of like if I was an angel, it almost kind of like delimits what you're capable of as a human being. Like in the sense of like not realizing that we could like feel like we're angels. You know what I mean? Because that's a way of trying to distance ourselves from our problems, because sometimes it just feels so hard for us to be able to solve them, and feeling like, oh, I know that everything could be perfect right now, why does there have to be struggles, and definitely obviously feeling this with a love narrative. And it can be so hard to have a love with someone where things are misunderstood, right? Especially when you have the want to like pull everything or pull this person out of the darkness. Very great.
Here's what he'll do. He'll play it cool when he hangs out with a woman like you. You're gonna give it all and give it all, but you won't get it back. I'm telling you, it's gonna hurt. Stay away from a boy like that. He wants a breadwinner. He wants your timid insecure. I wish somebody would have told me the truth. Say he's never gonna know what to do with a woman like you. I can sleep at night knowing I really tried.
Oh my gosh, Weekend makes me feel like The Weekend. There should be a Weekend in Kacey Musgraves song. Kind of reminding me of like Love Language or like stuff like that from Ariana Grande's album, like the me music thing.
So much you don't know that you've forgotten. What a trip, the way you can flip chronological order and nothing but torture. Scroll too far back, that's what you get. Doesn't feel right yet.
Can't erase
Not yet.
Wow. Our phone camera giving us existential dread. Our photos.
Anyway, thanks for all the nights and the days and everything that you gave. I'll never erase it.
Okay, camera roll. How do I feel about this song? I'm like in the okay and like the yeah. I'm vibing with this area. I think that lyrically, it's It's simple but effective. I think it's slightly quippy in a way too. I really like its exit lyrically, where like there's one where we look so in love. So like there is this really strong like attachment to this image. Like I can't let go of this memory. Like everything is in that photo. You know, sometimes we could put a value to a photo on our phone and say it means nothing, but in reality it means more than we can even imagine sometimes. And I do like the transition halfway through. I do think that there's a lot musically still happening for something that's a relatively short song. So yeah, it's cool.
I can write a melody, and maybe I could even make it rhyme. I built a rocket ship and I went to space. Even way out there, I kept my head on straight. So tell me why it ain't easy to love someone. I've been trying and I found out. Never said that I was easy to hold, but I love you. And I know that you love me.
Easier said, yeah, I'm vibing with this song. I would say, okay, well we have like 5 more songs left, but I would say that on this album so far, only for a few tracks and a little bit at the beginning is where I'm getting this at least somewhat of a lyrical like feeling of a narrative in a way, which you have to like for Kacey Musgraves, especially with something like Same Trailer, Different Park. And I mean, Golden Hour. I mean, I cried countless times listening to Golden Hour. That shit is very, like, peak emotional music for sure. There is more, like, fun, happier pop tracks on here, but I am at least happy that there's not a lot of looseness when it comes to what she's trying to say, though. At least, I think she gets her point across really well.
This hookup scene ain't all that it's made out to be. You get your fill and leave empty. If you've got someone to love and you've almost given up, the kind of real connection that I crave, the kind we don't have anymore. I get in my head and you've almost given up.
I like that you're going back to this chorus instead of giving more time to the hookup scene, because as you said, right, that's not what you want to be the theme or message here. Yeah, I fuck with this song. It's just straight up. Love the vocals once more. Theme of this is quite engaging as well, especially considering hookup scene in the sense where not everyone is in the hookup scene because they want to be in the hookup scene, right? There certainly is going to be social expectations in this world, especially with something like Tinder and Bumble sometimes, and let's just say COVID for instance, being this opportunity to find something. You have to realize that you can't get love at the top of a hat. Sometimes there has to be a 50-50 in many respects. But people are too emotionally detached in some aspects because of this. And sometimes when it comes to hooking up, like what she's trying to suggest, we're trying to fill some void. Not everyone, of course. There can be consensual hookups where people are on the same page, but that's not always the case. And when trying to fill some void, an emotional void, because you do want love, people want love, and sometimes they feel guilty because of it, and you shouldn't feel guilty because of it at all. And that's what she's really trying to get to here at the end. Like, really hold on to it and remember, like, love's not going to be perfect is a strong message from here as well, but don't be afraid. It's a good thing. So awesome.
Grew up in the sticks where there ain't no light, but the stars were big and bright. And my daddy said, keep looking up, don't let the world bring you down. Keep your head in the clouds and your feet on the ground. I see fire burning in
Okay, yeah, this one, like its etherealness for sure. I definitely like its, its theme behind it, this keep looking up. It doesn't have to put deep explanations as to like her personal feelings, but just knowing as a human in a way, it makes sense to be able to say that we've dealt with things and that realistically like people around us are the ones that are going to bring us down in a way. Like we have the ability ourselves, and knowing that people around us who want good for us, like that's we need that abundance in a way. Yeah, I love this.
I'm not afraid of a bite. I can't take it. Say it ain't coming.
They're gonna rapper references with their albums.
But you're gonna feel me. You're gonna feel me. What doesn't kill me? What doesn't kill me? Better run, better run. You're gonna feel me. You're gonna feel me. When I'm done, when I'm done.
We're vibing with this one as well. What doesn't kill me, again, makes sense to be right after Keep Looking Up. Like the Keep Looking Up, you're already up now, I guess, like after this song in a way. So you can push through. You are invincible. Okay, amazing. I'm getting into like this, like I'm just tranced in. Like
There's a light inside.
not much to say about this one. This is insanely good. It's wow. Ever keeps you in the vibe. Loving that like flute there. Wow.
Gracias a la vida que me ha
Don't know much Spanish music. Natalia Lafourcade. She's pretty fire though.
y en las multitudes del hombre que somos. Cada noche y día, grillos y canarias, martillos, turbinas, ladridos, chubascos.
Cambian las palabras que pienso y declaro.
Almost feels like a ghost.
Madre mía,
Weird, man.
hermano, ilusión, nombrando. Me ha dado la marcha de mis pies cansados. Con ellos anduve ciudades y charcos. Y me ha dado el llanto.
Yo, Bonnie there, like fucking like flamenco music or like Mexican folk music. Wow, I like that. That was pretty fucking tight. That song. Probably one of my favorite songs. That one and There's a Light are my top two. So to end out on like those two songs, wow. Okay, so what's the score? What's the score that I'm thinking on first listen? I'm thinking of a 7.5 at this point. I think this is good. It's quite a fun time. I think potentially it could get higher if I find more catchiness to some of the songs in the middle half. They are catchy, but I do think that some of the catchier songs are on the top, and also those songs just feeling more lyrically attached to them as well. But vocally, almost any period of this album is really nice, really nice. Some of the production is very detailed. There's a lot to listen in on. Some songs I don't feel as strongly, but there's many highs for sure. Yeah, this is fun. This is really fun. I'll let you know how I feel after a few more listens. Okay, so that star-crossed score, 7.5. I gotta be real, like,
I've given Kacey 2 of her albums like a 9. So to come into one of her new projects that I potentially don't like as much, I was a lot more positive. I was, because now I'm thinking of giving this a 5. First off, top half of this is much better, especially with the Star-Crossed song. You feel some sort of thematic nature jumping into this, but I feel like you really lose that after Angel. A lot of these middle tracks aren't really doing much for me, to be perfectly honest. Coming back to this, I know I said stuff about production in the video. Production's not too bad, but I see more of the process or the structure of it. Some nice things come out every now and again, but one thing in production that I'm not totally messing with is the drums. There's a lot of like this lo-fi drum hits that are consistent throughout this whole project, but it takes away a little bit of its lively nature, for sure. Still lyrically enjoying some of these songs, like you'll see in my favorite tracks. Like there is still songs that I'm liking here, but as a full project, this does feel messy. It honestly does feel messy, especially on this second half. And also too, this isn't really country or a strong country sound, but that's not fully what I'm worried about here. Like, it really is the fact that when I've come to Kacey's music beforehand, much more an emotional depth is what I feel, and I'm just not really finding that here. If there's anything else you want to see me react to, anything at all, put a comment down below, and thanks for watching. Peace.